Hi, all. I'm just here again today, just thinking about Blimmyes. Jessica Jones was talking about them on her show, The Cryptid Huntress, the other day. And when she did, I suddenly remembered seeing them down in Dulce in the base when I was taken under there when I was 9. And I met a very crabby one who was kind of pushing me away in the hallway. And my escort, a reptilian dude named Shaw, was telling me how they had almost gotten wiped out and that there was only like 8 of them, which I wasn't sure if he meant like 8 or 8 pairs left. But the one who just he came on and he threw it and he was looking grumpy and I said, well, you have all this, obviously cloning stuff and things going on. Why can't you just, breed up some more? And he said, well, they're kind of violent. No, nobody wants to do it. So I said, well, you know, if I was stuck down here in the middle of some cave, I'd probably be pretty grumpy too. Um, and so I was looking around at things, and there's actually some of the stylized pictures. There was one from um, in the Midwest, or a few from the Midwest. And I'm going to show you, first of all, some Egyptian hieroglyphics that kind of match some of these, or petroglyphs that match. So I'm going to check this out. Okay, here we can see that these people in relief, they all have like one thing in common. They have some nice little necklaces on there. Let's see if we can see anything in the other ones. There's one you can just see his little necklace is kind of sitting up. He's got this thing going. And even, right here is a very nice representation of what's going on. And you've got kind of a body that's almost like a triangle with arms and legs. And, even this one that's like the avian headed one. And this one has a little bit going. It's very interesting. Here's one you can see that even though they're in a kneeling position, they still have the necklace. Now here, as you can see, these are in Salt Lake City. This I got out of a newspaper called the Salt Lake Tribune. And here is a nice guy, and he's got a necklace, and he's got this nice kind of body type. And before that, you see these little kind of stick figures running around. But notice right next to him is this little guy with not much of a head and arms, and he's a little blimey to me. Looks like a blimey. Um, yeah, look at this one again, an older version. Looks like Egyptian petroglyphs in Utah. Now, there was a suspected Kincaid expedition into the Grand Canyon. I saw that on the Y-Files, and Kincaid was busy documenting a area that looked a lot like an Egyptian culture, except they also had like Buddha in there too. And while I was down in Dulce, I also met these very nice blue-skinned people who said that they were from Sirius B and had a culture, but they had to go underground, and they were hoping to come back and be able to be back on the surface again at some point. But they were just a very joyful kind of people. And you notice that this guy, he's got a little smile on his face. I just love that. And then you can see how there's more um, artwork. They're like poking holes into the rock to make these these necklaces. And I mean, I personally haven't seen that in some of the other petroglyphs. And, go ahead, take a look for yourself. That's, not a big deal, obviously, to check this out yourself. Um, here's some other ones with some of the former things on there. You've got these kind of interesting, almost stick figures. Here's another one that's kind of big. Oh, and there's a lizard. We all know about them. Oh, here's a good one too. Now here's a sad little Blimey, I believe. He's got a little sad face on there, and the caption was saying how there was blood on this warrior. And there's another Blimey here with some kind of six-fingered giant dude. And he's also got very big feet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 toes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 toes. Hard to say. But next to him, we have kind of another nice tall figure that looks very Egyptian to me. Nice necklace. This guy's got his necklace going. He might have a elongated head too, and he might just be, taller. He could be the king figure. I don't know. Um, there was another one. Oh, here he is. Look at this guy. The caption there says that they're decapitating him. But again, here's a nice smile, and he looks kind of, happy. The one that I saw down there had these markings on his face, like a big tattoo. And, you know, the newspaper saying it was, decapitation. Um, I almost think that I see arms. With the Blimies, they are missing, they're like a human body without the head, basically. The head's in the chest and body area. It seems like some kind of weird alien experiment to just say like, oh, let's make some headless humans. Let's make some humans without their feet on the right way and see what happens, or tail. Um, it's just very, very strange. And of course, this guy, again, he's got his nice necklace going on there, very Egyptian looking to me. And these are maybe 1,200 years old. Another thing that I noticed on this site, therarest.org, and it's 16 most spectacular cave paintings from prehistoric times. Um, Alvin Goodley, August 10th, 2024. If you go down, and these are some really neat pictures, so this would be a great one to check out. This is from India, for example, in Bulgaria. And then right down here in Serra de Capivara, Brazil, we have two dinosaurs. Here's another one. Okay, they look like dinosaurs to me. And then right here is kind of this little headless guy. And he looks very much like a Blimey. Now, if you go to the Piri Reis map from the 1500s, you can also see them. I'll show you this in a second. Okay, so right here we have this little dude, and you can see that he's got an arm, but he's got hair where his head would be, and he's called a Blimey. And this looks like it could be hard to say. Some people say that this is the Antarctica continent. But again, what are these two dogmen doing here? Oh, wait, here's another one. And so this could be in like Argentina or South America or something. And maybe these Blimies, who rumor has it were taken out by Alexander the First, or Alexander the Great. Um, Jessica was speaking about that. You know, maybe they've been here all along, and that's why they were at Dulce and not like on the other side of the world where it was rumored that Alexander was having his great war. So that's all I got, except the picture of the Blimey. I can put that in here in a minute and just, what are your thoughts? What do you think? Thanks for listening. See you later.